Hello, and welcome to episode number 4 of the Bone Broth Acne Cure question and answer. My name's Toni from cultivatedwellbeingDOTcom, your go-to resource for living a sweet, rich life. In this show, I'll read questions submitted by my readers and give my very best answer. If you have questions of your own, please feel free to email me at toni@cultivatedwellbeingDOTcom, and we'll get your questions on the show next. Okay, today we have a question from Kristen. Kristen's question is short and sweet. She says, "Are you still 100% gluten and dairy free?" So, Kristen's asking this question because I told my story about bone broth and how bone broth cured 20 years of acne. I also mentioned in my post, which is linked down here at the bottom, you can get the whole story there, that I went through this whole process. I eliminated foods, I took things out, I worked with a naturopath trying to figure out my skin issues, and one of the things that I did that proved to be slightly successful was to go gluten-free. I also removed dairy and found that it did give me some digestive relief. So when I went gluten-free, before I went gluten-free, I had acne just across my cheeks, just really bad across my cheeks, and it was red and inflamed and irritated. If you've ever seen those Proactive commercials where they show the before and after pictures, you can see pictures quite similar to that on that post that I linked at the bottom there, of me when I was in my mid-20s, really, really struggling with acne. Eliminating gluten did help. It definitely helped reduce that redness, that irritation that I was experiencing because gluten was obviously causing trouble for me. Dairy definitely helped with digestion. To get rid of dairy, it helped with gas and bloating, and I found that, ice cream and yogurt and those kinds of things were just really, really painful for me to digest. So I eliminated those things as well. I didn't notice that much of a difference on my skin when I eliminated the dairy, but I just felt so much better that it was definitely a sign that I needed to take a break from dairy. The final cure for me was to drink bone broth. Drinking bone broth helped heal my gut, and in healing my gut, I was able to heal my skin. There's lots of documentation of studies and research showing that there is a direct connection between your gut health and your skin health. And when I healed my gut by drinking bone broth every day, my skin, after 20 years of struggling with my skin, it totally cleared up in just 2 weeks. It's pretty amazing. So I definitely recommend that you check out my post, learn a little bit more about my story, and you can actually find a recipe for bone broth right on my blog. So back to Kristen's question. Am I still 100% gluten-free and dairy-free? The answer is mostly. So I really had trouble with gluten for a long time, and when I eliminated it, I did have some positive results. And in the process of drinking bone broth, in the process of healing my gut wall, I found that the very occasional consumption of gluten didn't really bother me that much anymore. I still am mostly gluten-free. I would say somewhere between 90 and 95% gluten-free. And that's actually a health thing too. So when you don't eat a lot of gluten, you end up eliminating a lot of processed foods as long as you're doing it in a healthy way. If you substitute all your processed glutinous foods with gluten-free foods, then you're really not doing much for yourself. But what I did in my process of going gluten-free was really just eliminating a lot of the garbage. So I don't eat a lot of bread, I don't eat a lot of crackers, I don't eat a lot of chips. Well, chips mostly are gluten-free. I don't eat a lot of junk. And that's going to help your skin as well. What I do, I will definitely leave room for indulgences like a birthday cake. If I really want to eat something, that's on a special occasion, I will eat gluten. I'm not super strict about bringing my own soy sauce to an Asian restaurant, for example. I will eat gluten in that regard as well. So those are my kind of limitations. As far as dairy is concerned, to be perfectly honest, once I started drinking bone broth and really found that my skin had cleared up, I tried eating dairy again, and I've had literally no problems with dairy. I can eat Greek yogurt, which used to cause me huge trouble. I can eat ice cream, which used to be the absolute worst. I have no problems with either of those foods now since I've been drinking bone broth. Now, everyone's different. Some people really have a dairy allergy, and they can't have dairy no matter how great and healthy their gut is. And that's important for me to explain to you. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you that bone broth is going to heal all of your woes and cure all of your ailments, but I am going to tell you that for me personally, drinking bone broth allowed me to incorporate healthy dairy back into my life, and I'm really happy about it because I love dairy. So Kristen, I hope that answers your question. The real answer is that everyone's different, and only you can experiment to really know how your body's going to react to these foods. You might find that bringing dairy back in or bringing gluten back in makes your face break out, and you'll need to take it back out again. The good news is that when you're consistently drinking bone broth, any errors that you might make, any discoveries that you might make as far as what inflames your skin will really be not so huge and not so extreme, because you're drinking bone broth and you're consistently putting that healing gelatin back into your digestive system and sealing that gut wall to prevent the leaky gut that's causing some of these problems in the first place. So I hope that helps. And Kristen, please let us know how you're doing. If you want to submit some comments below in the comment section here, or just send me another email. I'd love to hear from you. I love hearing about our readers' journeys. And if you have any questions, follow-up questions, or any other concerns you'd like to talk about, definitely send me an email. All right, thanks, and have a great day, everyone.